But to really get a sense of who these Democrats are on this, you can just hear what they say about immigration and about immigrants, and that tells you all you really need to know. Here is, for example, Joe Biden speaking about DACA recipients. Play 13, please.
These kids have come. They've done well. Most of these kids, there's a lot of them, and they're not just Hispanic, they're Asian Pacific Islanders as well. And they, in fact, have done very, very well. In many cases, they're more Americans than most Americans are because they have done well in school. They believe the basic principles that we all share. I think they should be, in fact, put on a path to citizenship.
A path to citizenship? Not even, remember, back in the Gang of 8 days, when he had Marco Rubio, and politically he never recovered really for a bunch of reasons. But, back in the Gang of 8 days, you had all these promises made about how amnesty would not lead to citizenship, which obviously also means voting for people that are here illegally. And now you got Democrats saying, oh, no, it's citizenship for people with DACA. And if it's citizenship for people under DACA, it'll be for their parents too. It'll be for their families. All of a sudden, the 1.7 million under DACA becomes 5 million, becomes 7 million, it's a mass amnesty, and they're all citizens. Goodbye, Republican Party ever winning another national election in your lifetime, by the way. Do you think the Democrats aren't aware of that? You think they're not seeing this for what it is? Of course. Look at the scheming and the plotting of Pelosi and her co-conspirators in this whole impeachment fiasco. You don't think they're aware of the long-term demographic implications of a mass amnesty? Of course they are. It's what motivates them so much. That's why they get so excited about the prospect of this. But Joe Biden also says here that DACA recipients are in many cases more American than most Americans because they have done well in school. What the heck does that mean? First of all, can we stop with everybody who's covered under DACA is, winning like a Westinghouse Science Prize and they're all geniuses and National Merit Scholars and brilliant and amazing. I'm sure some of them are, but I'm sure a lot of them aren't. So I hate this game that the media will always do of look at the people who are here illegally. They're all amazing and doing amazing things. And then we say, okay, well, what about these people covered under DACA who are like members of MS-13 who are literally cutting people's hearts out and amputating limbs and stuff as part of their gang activity? Why are you being that's so racist for you to bring that up, that there are people that come from other countries and cultures who are covered under DACA and then they're, involved in bad things. Well, why do we can hear about that there's some that are involved in good things. We can't hear about that there's some involved in bad things. If they're using that everybody in DACA is a valedictorian as a talking point so that we'll say, okay, fine, I guess they all get to be U.S. citizens, rewarding their parents for breaking the law and illegal activity, that's what that is, right? If your parents cheat on their taxes and your parents give you a new Ferrari or a Maserati, I'd probably go with a Maserati if money was no object, but just because I think they look cool. Guess what? When the tax man comes, and that Ferrari, that Maserati, whatever, either one that you have, you don't get to say, oh, no, but my parents gave it to me, and they cheated on their taxes, but it's mine now. No, they would take it from you. They would say, sorry, ill-gotten gains. That principle, they're saying, doesn't apply here. Now, Trump has been willing to negotiate about the fate of DACA recipients if there are other very important changes made on immigration. That's, politics is... Oh, God, I was going to say politics is the art of the possible. It's like people don't come to this radio show to hear such trite nonsense, but there is some negotiation involved in this. You have to work within the reality around you. But Joe Biden's attitude here, he's clearly trying to get the left-wing base and particularly minority and Hispanic voters fired up for Joe Biden's candidacy. They'll say things like this. And in fact, the common refrain from the left for a long time has been that illegal aliens are better than Americans. They're just better people. There's millions of them. There's a lot of Americans. It's a strange thing for an American politician to say, but this has become culturally acceptable. This is a form of virtue signaling. If you say that we're lucky to have all the illegal aliens we do because they're more hardworking, do the jobs Americans won't do, get in trouble less with the law. They have all these statistics that they'll cite, which, by the way, are also usually cherry-picked and not true, but that's a whole other thing. They always will conflate legal and illegal immigrants to get to the conclusions they want about, quote, immigrants. But when you look at illegal aliens and you actually look at criminality tied to their illegal status, false documents, not paying taxes, et cetera, there's a lot of law breaking going on among the illegal alien community on a regular basis. Things that would get you and I in trouble, but that don't get enforced against the illegal aliens. Also, just notice how I call them illegal aliens, because that's what it says in federal statute. That is the designation for people who are here illegally. It is not undocumented. That's an Orwellian, politically loaded attempt to change the way we think about a group of people who are in violation of the law. You don't want them in violation of the law? Change the law. And change the way they're described in the law. Don't expect me, just because a bunch of morons at CNN will do whatever they're told by their social justice overlords, don't expect me to just change the way I speak about it because that's what they do. I don't think so.